So as I record this, the Avatar Last Airbender live action trailer just dropped yesterday. I haven't seen it, but like a bunch of people have been buzzing about it. It made me think like I'm probably gonna watch the live action because I'm interested in the world building. I'm interested in the characters. I watched like the first 10 or so episodes of the anime back a year or two ago. It was before I started One Piece, and I didn't really get into it because it was just too juvenile for me. It was intended for an age that was too young for me, right? Probably I would say middle school, where this show is intended just a couple years older. The protagonists are 17 and 18, and it's probably intended for 15, 16, 14, 14 and up, right? Where Last Airbender seems like it's intended for 8 and up. So it's just too juvenile. And it makes the world feel small. The first Harry Potter novel is intended for 11-year-olds, and the world is just very small. It's not until he gets to be 13, 14, he starts thinking of a larger world, and the world gets bigger. You know, as he gets older, the world gets bigger. Just the way it happens in real life. Our world is very small when we're 8 and 9 years old. Our neighborhood is about it, right? I don't think I ever thought of anything outside of my neighborhood until I was at least 13 years old. It's just the way it is. Yes, of course, I watch Star Wars. That's outside my neighborhood. But I'm just saying that, like, if you're going to have a continuing story that you're going to become immersed in over the course of a long period of time, age matters. Demographic matters. Intended viewing age matters. And so it felt like it was just too young for me. And that's why, it got me thinking. Really want to see the live action for Last Airbender. I don't want to see the anime because I have no interest in going back to it. Like I would watch it if somebody paid me to watch it, and I'd probably enjoy it to a certain extent. But I feel no interest in just watching it. Right, the anime, the live action I'm very interested because I'm sure they aged it up. I'm sure it's not going to be the same juvenile thing. That I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be intended for such a young audience just because the business model isn't there for that. If you're going to be on Netflix, you need the most eyes possible. It's not going to be just for 8-year-olds. And I'm not saying the anime is just for 8-year-olds, but I'm saying people who love it now and have nostalgia for it probably started watching it when they were a lot younger than we are now. So that's why I am still going to go back and finish watching the first season of the One Piece anime, of the One Piece live action at some point, but I feel no compulsion to do so. I have no interest in it. Just like I have no interest in the Kirkland brand anime that's coming out soon, the remake. I Original recipe is the only thing I care about. I want the original anime because it's perfect. I still have not seen any of the issues people talked about. I was really scared. I was like, well, I'm enjoying this now, episode 85. But people tell me later on the anime starts to suck and the animation gets bad and the pacing gets bad. I still ain't seen it. We're almost damn way halfway through this thing, and I still have not seen what people are talking about. I love it. This is perfect. It has its issues. Of course, everything has issues. When I say perfect, I'm not talking about the divine concept of perfection. You know, this anime's feet do touch the ground. They don't not touch the ground. But I'm talking about perfect within reason. You know, where are the tweaks? I'd make sure. But like for me, this is it. This is what's happening. This is what I like. So I don't need anything beyond this. I don't need the Kirkland brand remake, and I don't need the live action. Whereas with Last Airbender, for me the anime is not perfect, so the live action is right on time. The movie sucked. I did see the movie, but the live action is right on time. So that it's just interesting, right? Like I think when we find what we're looking for, we don't need anything else. Another thing too, when it comes to remakes, live action remakes of a live action thing makes a hell of a lot more sense than a remake of an animation. Because the problem with live action is twofold. One, if you have special effects, if it's heavily involved with special effects, it was made in the 80s. The 80s seemed to be the worst decade for special effects. 70s was still completely practical. 80s they were trying to start doing CGI, and my God, it wasn't hitting. It didn't age well. You could probably put some of the 90s in this category too. So the special effects just do not age well, unless we're talking about Jurassic Park or something. You know, there were movies made after Jurassic Park that looked like they were made in the 80s. So it was very uneven. It depended on how much money you had. So that's a case. And another case would be, some acting and directing choices have changed dramatically in the last 30, 40 years. Pacing has changed dramatically in the last 34 years. Put on a season 1 episode of Magnum PI if you can. If you can sit through it. Try to sit through an episode. There will be 3 minutes of them just driving through the scenery. Not even talking, just driving through the scenery. Because scenery porn was a thing back in the 80s. Nobody had visited Hawaii, not many people anyway, and TV had not really depicted Hawaii. Hawaii Five-0 wasn't showing the scenery and how gorgeous the roads are and how pretty it is just to go from point A to point B. They did it on the show. Nowadays, you would never see that. I haven't seen the remake of Magnum PI, but I'm sure they did not do that. The pacing's better. So, a live-action remake makes sense. Animation, like, what's changed? Animation from, there are Disney movies that are 100 years old that still look gorgeous. Animation really hasn't changed. Like, the style of animation, like, it's hand-drawn back then compared to animated, digital now. But you can put on an animated movie from 1950, and it can feel like an animated movie that was made yesterday. Big picture. Clearly you can tell the difference. I'm just saying, it doesn't throw you out of the experience the way shitty CGI or shitty pacing can throw you out of the experience watching live action. So, my point is, I don't think remaking animation really makes sense. I don't think it's necessary. Clearly they do, and plus that's a cash grab. And I can see, like, what they call a continuity lockout. Some people, for whatever reason, don't want to watch 1,000 episodes of something. I've always maintained, if you enjoy something, why don't you want more of it? If you enjoy chocolate cake, you're saying you never want to eat chocolate cake again? Your entire lifetime, you're budgeting yourself to 10 chocolate cakes your entire life, even though you absolutely love chocolate cake. That's all you're ever going to have is 10 chocolate cakes. Why? Nobody does this. But why do we do this for entertainment? If there's too much of it, I don't want to see it. There's 15 seasons of Supernatural, I don't want to see it. I'd rather watch one season of something 15 times. I'd rather watch 15 things of one season than 15 seasons of something I know I'm going to like. Where when you're trying to watch 15 different shows, you're only going to like 3 of them. So you waste your time watching 12 other shows. When you could be watching 15 seasons of something you know you're going to like because you like the first season. That's what I said. But for some reason, they hear 1,000 episodes, they don't want to watch it. So, if you cut down the number of episodes and get the same amount of story, which you can do with some pacing issues I had, and skip the recaps and the unnecessary flashbacks, then I can understand that. That would be a reason to do a remake. But generally speaking, I don't know that animated remakes are necessary. I'd love to hear if there's an exception I'm not thinking of. You know where we are, and you know where we're going. 3, 2, 1. It's really hot. He's so nasty. Well, we're not going to let that happen because, I owe that woman. Hydra ass. Oh, shit. I tried to tell you, man, sometimes you need to just listen. Maybe if I wear gloves, what do you think? That's pretty convenient, man. His power is, no pun intended, powerful. Did he take something from his head to use as a weapon? Did I see that right? Or is he just pulling poison from his hair to use as a weapon? I couldn't tell. No, it looks like he's actually got like sharp things he pulled from his head. It was covering his hair, I guess. That was pretty subtle, at least for me. What's it going to be, buddy? The torment. Human heart in conflict with itself. Well, shit. Never. Eat my rubber ass. I don't want to lose to you by not touching. That's right. Take it next level. That's right. Here's a bazooka for you. Maybe that'll help your indigestion. What do you think? Ow. Well, great. Now my arm hurts. I didn't recognize any names. Of course, there's only one person involved right now that I care about, so. Wrecked. Don't make me mess you up. I was gonna let you through. Well, this looks better. At least it looks like they had to fight through, right? They fought through, but they made it. He's wrecked. Never mind. I guess they're calling it in. They're tied up. I just noticed. Trying to make him look bad, man. You could just walk through. Yeah, you know what? That's what's interesting about this. I thought he's a big ass bitch. I didn't think he could fight at all. So it is interesting that he has hands, right? It's very interesting. He's like, look, I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to fight, but I can't, right? See, I didn't see it that way. That was a nice little twist. Some of these people are so absurd, you just don't think they have hands, right? Speaking of hands, you need some water to wash that shit off. Hey, man, you were warned. I don't want to hear it. No belly aching. You were told. Don't do it. I admire him for doing it. I'm just saying, we don't want to hear you crying about it. Oh, shit. No, we're not getting out of your way. You didn't need your teeth, did you? Yeah. They don't care about being hurt. Well, they care, but you know what I mean. They care more about not being fired. Here's another one that you don't really think about ability to fight, but he reached the level of number two. That's pretty damn powerful for how silly he is, right? Dude, so you're agonizing about how you bitched out, huh? The human heart in conflict with itself. It's not just George R. R. Martin, it's also the author of this series. Speaking of him, let's get back to it. Now, how did he get on both hands? I thought it was just the one. He just punched him with one hand, right? Yeah, bitch. So I've talked about this before. The way how disrespectful they are when they fight him. They never respect their opponents, man. Yeah, bitch ass. Don't make me go next level. One of the things he never does, he never punches somebody when they're down. When you had him on his knees, you could have hit him in the face and ended this, but you won't do it because you have some honor, right? Now that he stood back up, you'll hit him again. Yeah, yeah, bitch. Well, oh shit, he ate that one. He ate that punch. It didn't send him on his knees. Here's another interesting thing. You know how they call out their attack, right? They only do it the first time. Then he's been doing a lot of these blowfishes, but he only called it out the first time. So it's not like it's a necessary component of the attack. It's just something they do to start it, right? Oh shit. Well, crap. You don't want to punch the acid. Shit, that's gonna be everywhere, man. Man, this dude is stressful. He's stressing me out. I don't know how the hell you fight this. This poison sucks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's a little demoralizing. By which I mean it's a lot demoralizing. You hear something? Or is the poison affecting you? It's causing hallucinations. Oh, okay. Shit. Poison fog. This dude sucks, man. It's like the mustard gas attacks in World War One. It's not a cool way to win, man. I'd rather just sling it out, man. You say you're using poison and shit. The level of adversity he has to go through just to defeat these assholes, man. I mean, dude got to breathe. what are you gonna do about this, man? That means I have to kick your ass in. Yeah, 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 Doctor Frankenstein. His determination is incredible. Very awe inspiring. God, I hate this dude, man, and not in a good way. He's not a fun villain. This, like I said, I want to see people sling it out, man. This is just a shitty way to fight, right? It's not fair. Yeah, I'm not supposed saying bad guys are supposed to be fair. This is his power. He's going to use it, of course. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm just going to keep generating fog, man. What I'm saying is, to me, it's not a fun fight to see. It's interesting. It's definitely it's a change up pitch, right? Nothing wrong with the writing. The writing's fine. Just for me, from an entertainment factor, this is not a fun villain to fight. Having said all that, it's very intriguing. I don't know how the hell he's going to get out of this. He's a formidable opponent. Here's the thing: if the intention is he's going to end up captured and in a prison cell, this explains how he'd be captured because Magellan is damn near unbeatable, right? So, like, if that's the intention, if that's the purpose, that's what they're trying to do, and this isn't just suspense. If they're trying to make him, well, this is how he got captured, this is a believable way for him to be captured. We believe it. Because this dude is a hard dude to fight. Huh. I like how they did that. He's like, hey, I feel like something's happening. This is what you get for following a stupid ass clown. That is a way to commit suicide, by the way, but boys, that's a rough way to go. I wouldn't be able to either. Hey, man, there's no crying in prison. You're done, man. Anus stinks. What the hell is he talking about? Really? I don't know. I would think I'd let these whiny little bitches go, man. Backstabbing ass. Maybe you can use them to help rescue Luffy, though, if they'll come with you. Call me number two. Oh, Mr. Two. Nice pitchforks. Feels like those are feet prints on your face. Hey, like them apples. Tell you what, man, this guy's got some nice moves. Especially for him having a beer belly. And no shirt. Get that shit out of my face. How about, what if I don't take it? Yeah, he's nice with it, man. Because we didn't really see him fight the other two, right? I'm not trying to get away. If you ever see the Stargate, there's a story arc where they have a hell world, right? And the guards have these little devil wings, just like he has. It's a nice aesthetic. I think that came before this, though. I'm not saying either one's inspired the other. It's just, what's up? I'm still standing, bitch. Because the devil wings served no. Yeah, his horns are back on his hair. Okay, so he took them off and used them as weapons. That's what he did. That's pretty. It's pretty good assortment. Pretty good decoration if you could also use it as a weapon, right? Yeah. What are you doing, dude? Is he beating the poison off his body? Wake himself up, maybe? Look at you, man. You don't ever want Luffy to look at you like that. Well, a lot of things be easier, man. He doesn't take the easy road. Shit. Damn. It's like it's getting easier to fight Luffy. Can he sense what's happening? Is there some kind of psychic connection? You lying bitch. Yeah, but see, I was told different. So you're saying you would have punked out? Do you not have any brothers? Clearly not. If he's just gonna dumb it down to, oh well, he's a criminal, so you should just let him die. They might looking for your forgiveness. Well, we got one final appeal, and that's you getting your ass kicked. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have brought up his brother. We keep coming back to Ace for some reason. Is he going to break out or something? Say, maybe that's how you beat this son of a bitch. Bury him. Because he's good at dodging, right? Yeah, look at him. He's not even twitching. He's letting his fist go right past his face. You don't realize he's breaking up the building for a purpose, do you? Yeah. I don't know why you're bringing fire over here. I thought he had a plan, but maybe not. Maybe he's burning the poison off his body. I call him a dumbass. Every now and then he has a plan. I think he's about to bury this son of a bitch. It's hard to tell though. They'll show Luffy start to do something, but then cut away to the old boy's face. They're doing a lot of his face rather than what Luffy's doing. So it's a little hard to follow what's happening here. Like when Luffy was banging his head against the floor, they were showing the guy's face and just doing the sound. So I don't know what that's about. But it makes it a little hard to follow what's happening. Then we keep going back to Ace. Well, shit. Ow. I guess I was wrong about him having a plan. Was he actually just missing the face? I thought he was going past the face to hit the wall so he'd bring the structure down on top of the dude. I don't get it, man. I just don't. I guess I just don't get it. I keep trying to make sense of what's happening, but I don't get it. See, sometimes the show has a swerve, and they imply what's happening. You have to fill in the pieces, and then if you can figure it out, it's like, wow, okay, this is what happened. Or if you can't figure it out, then they show you what happened later, right? This felt like that. Structurally, it felt like that's what they were doing, but like I'm not seeing any evidence. I mean, I guess okay, he's just dead. Okay, well, I guess the less 600 episodes of this series will just be a black screen. Okay, cool. I mean, I really don't understand this. I was literally just flattering this show about pacing. And then we have this episode where we go from the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode. We're basically at the same spot. There's been a little bit of progression in that number two seems to be in the process of rescuing Buggy and whoever the other guy is. Even that's not finished. So you could say we've had almost no story progression whatsoever in the entire episode. So it would be wild to sell if they really start like the bad pacing. Literally, the episode where I flatter them for not having bad pacing. I don't know. It could just be a one-off. It all depends how they pay this off. But if nothing else, our takeaway from this specific episode is that his determination is just reinforced. Like it's just he will never stop. If there's something he wants, he will never stop. And that should be inspiring. Like it is inspiring. Because there are always times in life where we feel like giving up, you know? I know I do. And then you can see, by example, we are designed as creatures to be motivated by example, inspired by example. You know, back when we were all living in trees, you had one pre-human who came down from the trees and walked into the field because there's some delicious looking fruit or something in the field, right? So wheat or whatever. Well, wheat's not fruit, you know what I mean? What grows in fields? Because, you know, you have delicious fruit in trees. We'll just say tomatoes, whatever, right? Like, he saw some tomatoes in the field, right? Like, I want that. I want to eat that. So he climbs down from the trees and he goes in there to grab one of these tomatoes. And no predator eats him. He's fine. And the rest of them in the trees are like, wait a minute. Why does that dude get the delicious tomatoes and we don't get them? So they all come down too, and they go in there and they eat some, and then they survive, and they're like, hey, let's just hang out. The field's better than the trees. We don't have to stay in the trees anymore. We're not afraid of the predators. You just need one person to do it. You need one person to lead an example. And this, even though it's fictional, there is inspiration to be had for his inability to give up. It's something I've always admired in people because I hate quitters. I hate people that just give up the first sign of adversity, right? There's obviously always a point in life where like there were things that you just have to stop because okay, this just is not working, clearly, right? But like a lot of times you can keep going and you just you're not motivated to. This kind of thing can motivate you. Maybe that's the only thing we're doing in this episode, just showing his determination. And I'm trying to read too much into it. We'll see. We'll see. It's all about how it gets paid off.